To access all full body language breakdown videos in entirety, hours upon hours, click the link in the description to take you through to the Patreon. Thanks. Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, game, and everything in between. Put some respect on this channel, yeah? Like and subscribe if you're not already and you've been enjoying the content. I'm going to put you on. You're going to educate yourself. I'll give you a deeper depth than any of these Red Pill creators will give you. Down in the comment section is going to be a link to the start of the playlist. So, you know, if you're joining me just now, don't get me wrong, you're going to enjoy this. But if I speak on a couple of things that you might not be aware of, it's self-explanatory, right? We're 32 minutes into this video. This is college singles confess their crushes. We're listening to the girls about who they have a crush on in relation to the men before them, and they are also speaking of their icks, so their turn-offs when it comes to men. Fascinating conversation, necessary information, great topic for discussion for this channel. Let's go.
I would say picky eaters.
Picky eaters. What do you mean? You tell me, as a man listening to this, her ick is picky eaters. Why? Because it's childish. It's childlike. It shows a lack of experimentation. It shows a lack of spontaneity. When you hear little things, don't look at it at the face value. Look at it as what foundationally it implies. Look at the characteristics and the behaviours of a man who might be a picky eater and why that's a turn-off as far as a woman is concerned, right? What? I'm a picky eater? What does that mean? What? You can eat what you want to eat and I'll eat what I want to eat. You see all of these problems that are starting to spur on. What, we can't go to a restaurant? You're going to embarrass me and look childlike at a restaurant because you eat chicken nuggets and that's all you eat. Like my 5-year-old brother. If you're a picky eater, it interlinks with what we spoke about earlier. If you're a picky eater, you're a picky cook. A chef. Right? Not that sort of cook. Calm down, people. Calm down, people. You're not going to make food. You're not going to be productive as far as giving life is concerned. And what gives life more than food? Nutrition. What gives life to our children more than the food they consume? Okay?
This is a big one for me.
I'm not after a young man. I'm after an old, mature man who can provide the way I perceive older men to need to be, biologically. So if you showcase in a detrimental fashion that you are picky, i.e. you are childish and childlike, I'm turned off. And that is why, represented worldwide, women go for older men. Oh, no, we're in 2025 now. Well, have a look at the relationships around you and tell me how many of them operate with that woman outside of high school. You know, I'm talking to the grown men here, the adults. Look at the relationship between the ages of the woman and the man. 4 years, they say, is perfect. Scientifically speaking, test-wise, or at least on one study I came across. There's a reason. Because that older man comes with a status, comes with a maturity, comes with the provision, comes with a blooming that that man of her own age may not possess. And that's due respect to the woman. Because the woman is more intelligent and more mature at her age, and she needs to be. Because as far as her value is concerned in the sexual marketplace, it's an early rise and an early fall for her. But as far as us men, we have the fortune, given we live into our years, to bloom not until our mid-30s to 40s, and potentially even onwards, given you're doing a good job. But this woman, she's valued more so in the real world, related on her looks and her aesthetic. Right? So, I don't make the rules, biology does, right? Biological correctness is not political correctness. They don't intertwine very well. Let's go.
And then people who don't like trying new things in general.
People who don't like trying new things in general. Have you seen how she takes the food and then takes the camera backwards to expose a further sight of what she really means? You can't try new things. You're stuck in your ways. Like the girls who have come before, it interlinks with the fact that these women don't want men who just work in a pattern. They're easily understood. They don't develop. They don't go nowhere. Do you think you'll meet an ambitious man who is successful and builds a life for himself, who does so just doing the same thing over and over and over again? Although it's a cliche, it interlinks with that Einstein quote saying the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, right? Pay attention. How exciting are you if I know you're going to be in the same place you are 10 years down the line and 10 years you've done prior? You're boring NPC of a human being, and that NPC is represented with 9 out of 10 men out of there. So if you want to outperform your competition in the sexual marketplace, if not in the general marketplace, whether it be your business, your entrepreneurship, your intelligence, your fitness development, and so forth, all you need to do is do it, because nobody else is doing it, right? They're not living and learning. They're stuck in their ways, because for us men, that pattern and the understanding of such is incredibly comfortable. And we as humans want comfort. But who's growing comfortably? Who's going to the gym and lifting weights in a comfortable fashion and growing to the same degree as the man who is putting his body through it and is going through mental tribulations trying to lift that weight up or run that mile at a faster speed? He puts himself through the fire, and in doing so, he grows.
It's boring.
She said in her words, it's boring, and she said, number 9. Who's number 9? This guy has been chosen. Put some respect on him.
He looks happy.
He looks happy, genuine smile. Cheesing.
Jolly. Jolly.
Hi. My biggest ick is bad dancing.
Bad dancing. Do you know why bad dancing? Because there's a correlation between dancing and the bedroom. It's about movement of the body, right? No motion, no movement. What's going on?
I think a lot of guys like dance like this. They just like can't like move their body at all. And like also if you like only like solely listen to rap music.
If you solely listen to rap music, no comment.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Watch the black guy in the expression of nervous energy. Bonk, bonk, to the degree where he's actually creating noise, attracting attention. Maybe that's because he doesn't, right? Maybe that's because he doesn't solely listen to rap music, so he's creating attention. Look at me. You know, don't cast judgment on the colour of my skin. I don't just listen to rap music, okay? You know?
Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Number 8. Okay, she has to do so to play into the game, you know. So if you've watched this from the start, these lot have been going back and forth for a minute. But her choosing him means that she doesn't reject him, because he's already chose her. He gave a non-verbal cue while she was choosing. So she has to sort of go along with it. If she rejects him, she looks like a horrible person on camera. She doesn't want that. She knows the cameras are on her. And it gets her out of prison easy, right? Okay, we'll just continue on this, and then I'll stop seeing this guy ASAP, you know, and I can blend off and have saved face, right? Gone so good so far. Everything's good. Pay attention, right? Women are social creatures, and the idea of being criticized is going to be incredibly problematic. The idea of looking like a bad person, the idea of looking like a slut. What do a lot of these women do to their competition out there in the world? They slut shame them, because through their own eyes, that's a projection of what they don't want to be. To a man, it's completely different. So if you know, your girlfriend saying, "Oh, I want you to stop hanging around with her. She's such a slut. Did you know she's done this, that, and the third?" She's projecting her own values into that conversation, not looking through your eyes. You as a man, you're like, "What? She's easy? That's crazy." Do you know where I'm coming from?
My jumper.
It's so cute.
Hello.
So this girl had a date with the black fella, and she's about to pick her crush. She, on the last choice, got chosen by 2 men. The short guy, who's been picked by the Asian girl at this point, so he's good. She might have rewritten her cue at this point. Do you know where I'm coming from? Because he's got out of jail free now. He's fine. He's been selected. He's happy. He's not rejected. Because once again, let me re-emphasize, more importantly than finding a date and finding a partner is not looking like a horrible person on a YouTube channel that has 1.26 million subscribers. So when it comes to body language and so forth, pay attention to context and congruence with the environment, yes? There's 3 C's: context, clusters, and congruence, yeah? Cluster is the body as a whole as opposed to one particular body language at a time, one, looking at the sentence as opposed to the word that resides in that sentence. Congruence is, does the body language reflect the message that's they're trying to get across? So when they're saying I love you, does their body reflect that, or does it show the opposite? And context is, somebody putting their hands in their pockets when it's freezing cold is different to somebody putting their hands in their pockets when it's warm and they've just heard something negative or how they perceive as negative from another person. So the context is important, right? She can maybe go back on a date with the guy who chose her before. She can opt out, choose someone else, if not nobody, seeing as some women are doing this. Or she could go with the guy who chose her, who she rejected the other time. But now he's been chosen, it gives her a lot of room to mess around with. Let's find out who she chooses.
I would say cute.
Right. Host looks over to her, makes eye contact. Watch the host.
Hello.
She bows down, minimalizes herself, makes herself smaller, looks up at her in a childlike state. I'll let you make sense out of that. It's all up for interpretation.
I would say my biggest ick is probably nonchalant men in general.
Nonchalant men in general. What a woman wants or what she says might not always align. She wants attention. She wants to be seen. That doesn't necessarily correlate with someone who is chalant or nonchalant. A nonchalant man might bring a cool, calm confidence into the mix as to which he's interested in, because somebody who's hyperfixated is needy. There's a reason. It's a protection of one's ego and a forced overcompensation and attempt of protection of one's relationship because they are needy of that other person. So a degree of nonchalantness isn't necessarily a bad thing, but she's speaking on someone who doesn't care, right? She wants somebody who cares.
In general, I think when you can't be vulnerable with your emotions.
When you can't be vulnerable with your emotions, okay? To be emotive is to be connective on a deeper level, on a psychological level, in a feminine space. A lot of these men out there, a lot of these older generations, they'll say you can't be emotional, you can't be blah, 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 but they're completely incorrect because they say you can't be emotional, yet they highlight and pedestalize anger as if, and being angry and being aggressive are like it being a masculine trait. Little do they know, anger is an emotion, right? So don't get it twisted. And we've all got emotions unless we're psychopaths, yeah? So let's be real.
And kind of express.
Don't mean you have to break down crying and weeping and so forth and, declare emotional instability. I mean, in my personal opinion, crying isn't a bad thing as long as, generally speaking, you're foundational and you're stable, because we all experience emotions. A lot of people disagree with me on that, and I'd understand why, because some women might find it this, that, and the third, but realistically speaking, you could be whoever you want to be, and as long as you're confident on who you are, dynamically speaking, and you play your part right, and you're aware of that, nothing can really go wrong, because you're both playing your part. He's a bit of a knobhead, but I love him to bits, because he provides to me, as a woman, everything I've ever wanted in a man. And, the little drama he sends me through from time to time, as much as I hate it, it intoxicates me. Right? Because he's not boring. Pay attention.
Things
Click like and subscribe.
I don't really want to talk to a brick wall. And also, I think when you're good with kids, if you're not good with kids.
When you're good with kids, the women are agreeing. Yes, of course. You can replace kids with animals. You can replace kids with, you know, any sort of fragile creature. Yes? Why? Because that's why she's attracted to you, because her biological pull is in relation to procreating with you as the man. Okay?
I think that's kind of a big one. I think that shows a lot of character.
Kids are cool.
Yeah, don't want any right now, but they're cool. 13.
Number 13, she going back on a date with him. Put some respect on that. Look at short guy. Short guy's clapping, and so we should do, because he's been chosen, he's been picked. Put some respect on that. They're going back on another date. It's a lovely situation.
You shalot, you're a shalot man.
Incredible turn of events. Something to think about during your 30 seconds, which starts right now.
Now the men are choosing. Do you know what's crazy? We'll go into it in the next video. I'll see you there, yeah? Thank you for watching. You can watch all body language breakdown videos, hours on hours of content, including the game I can't give here, via the Patreon. The link is in the description.